ask Liz if she can move the bird into the second cell. Okay. And, wow, unbelievably, it automatically resizes into the size of the particular cell. Thank you very much.
That was very good.
And just like you've got with something like Excel, you've got the ability to change the shape and change the size of the cells. All right, so just like you would with anything on your computer at home. But once you've got a series of images, again you need to do a little bit of setup to make this work. But then what we might do, for example, is we've got a bird, we've got a picture of a bird. You might say, all right, so describe what sound a bird makes. So you might ask for a verb that describes the sound that a bird makes, and students can kind of write it here. So again, it's vocabulary building. You can ask for verbs to describe noises that animals make. In this case, you can perhaps say, okay, adjectives to describe a bird, elephant, whatever it is. But that's a really easy way of incorporating sound and image into IWB. As I say, it does require you to do a little bit of setup.
Can you put that animal sound in on it as well?
Yeah, we'll play. So you could set up all your sounds up here, all your images. You could even put images on here, or you could store them on your USB or on a computer ready for the students to use it. But again, it's just a really good way of incorporating sound and image, great way to build vocabulary as well, and a good way to use a simple table. They're so easy to set up and just as flexible as using a table on the PC. Okay. Right. And we've got games. We've got games that we can use. So another thing that's preloaded is a dice. Another thing that's preloaded is a dice. So you can again do something really simple with a table. This is just a transport-related game. And what I'm going to ask is for 3 willing volunteers. So who haven't I chosen yet? I think these three students. So ideally what I might do here is I might split the class into groups of 3. Each team has got a colour. So why don't I ask Maria if she wouldn't mind just pressing the dice.
I can reach this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so the dice, we got a 6. So we're going to start here. So basically students would choose your colour. And then, so we're going, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I tended to do with... don't worry. What I tended to do with this is when a student lands perhaps on that, they just have to describe what that is. If a student lands on the next square after, what can you do with that? So just give me like a...
You can go on a wonderful journey.
You can go on a wonderful journey, alright? So basically what I then ask is for 2 students to do a mini role play about going on a wonderful journey on a train. So a little activity that 2 students can use to practice vocabulary, again practice meaning, practice understanding. So I usually got, if they land on this, it's a description of what it is. If they land on the next one, what can you do with that? And then the next one would be, think of a problem that there could be with going on a wonderful journey. So again, trying to get the 3 students to really get involved in a kind of mini role play. So again, this is really simple. This is just travel. So we've just got different things you'd associate with travel. But again, you could use any subject for that, any kind of vocabulary, any kind of scenario there. But again, the dice are preloaded. Again, so in exactly the same place in the gallery. Yeah, loaded dice. Again, it's just a really visual, simple way to get students kind of, a little bit of competitiveness about it as well. And there are loads, absolutely loads of games like this in this book, 400 Ideas for Interactive Whiteboards, which we do actually have a copy of in the staff room. So there are 400 ideas for IWBs. Some of them you need certain software, but things like this, you don't need anything other than the IWB and just some of the preloaded things that are on there. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. So a really simple kind of game, and as I said, this is just a very simple version of it. You can obviously have as many or as few spaces as you want, depending on how much time you've got for that particular activity. Okay, we've got things like a sound maze. So if we want to practice perhaps pronunciation, there's things like a sound maze, where we might have a particular sound that we want our students to practice. For example, we might go to the British Council website and we might find
stars, above the stars.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's the chart. I want the sound. Where's it
I
going?
think there's the download. If you download, I think you get the sound of the thematic, isn't it? Thematic of the sound, first being sound.
That's an
Although it says
attachment.
not bright.
Oh, hold on. What's happened here? I've put the wrong link on. I've put the wrong link on. Where's it gone? Oops. Oh, this has changed since I know. Okay. This is just the chart. Okay. So that should have taken me to the British Council website, and it should have basically taken me to this particular sound. Should have taken me to this particular sound. And then the object of the sound maze is for students to basically identify from start to finish which of the words uses that particular sound. Right, so again, you can do it like person passes to person. So this person says, okay, that has that sound, and then the next person has to identify which is the next word in the maze which has got that sound. So apologies for the wrong link, but it's a really, really good way. If you put the right link on, you can tap on the particular phoneme, play the sound through it so the students get to hear it, and then they just basically have to identify how to get from chord to chord, which words you can use for that.
Is there access to the phoneme chalkboard in Smartboard?
I haven't found one.
To be able to, like if you're preparing something, you're trying to type in when you insert the phoneme. I haven't found one.
No, I haven't found that, so I've had to look externally for that.
Okay, so
But this is just a really simple way linking to a web page, hopefully the right one, with basically the sounds on it. Another thing that you can do, this is probably for students who are a little bit more advanced, and certainly works with specialist subjects, is you might have a topic like this. Right? So this is the product life cycle in marketing. And what I've tended to do with them is basically, if you've got something which has got different stages, is show the students the first stage and then get them to kind of draw and talk about, write about the next stage of it. And you're basically getting them to come up, draw what they think happens, tell you, what happens at this stage, why does it happen at that stage, and then again it's just building up a picture and then comparing it to the whole picture at the end. So that's just something I thought I'd just throw in really at the end to show you how I'm using it perhaps with students of a more advanced level, rather than focusing on sort of say vocabulary or grammar or language. You can actually use it to test understanding of theories and concepts, and get students to kind of start writing their own, start applying learning and writing their own ideas. So those are just a few ways of trying to make the IWB more than something that you're just using a pen on and writing words on. So that's me done. Has anybody got anything?
Are the course books in the PC somewhere where we can call them up onto the screen and use them?
Some of them have got
Pearson.
If it's Pearson, you can load it onto that computer bit. You need to load it onto the computer in the room that you use.
Oh, okay.
So if you get Stephen, he'll do it on a free.
Yeah.
And
So
then
the general English ones we're using at the moment, they're not preloaded on there.
Yeah.
No, it's
Not the ones, but next term, yes.
Next year will be.
We will have active
I think it
teach.
is because they do last year.
what we did last time.
And the documents that you've shown us there,
Yeah.
have you prepared them as a Word document or something beforehand and just put the dongle in there and it comes up? Is that how you do it?
So everything that I've shown you today is an IWB, is a smartboard file. It's actually a notebook file. So the software is notebook.
And do we have that software in the staff room so that we could do? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we could prepare them in the staff room.
Yeah. All of this was prepared in the staff room. So everything that I've shown you today, I've basically done in the staff room. So yeah, I think most of the PCs in the staff room have got notebook. Certainly the one by my desk has got it on. It's a good version of it. It's quick and it works.
So when you've prepared all this in the staff room,
Yeah.
you then just put it on your USB stick
Yeah,
and,
pop it on
and
my
bring it
USB.
over, because you never know, maybe we don't know which room you're going to be in, and
Yeah, absolutely. So it's on my USB, which means anywhere that we've got one of these, and PC obviously, you can just pop it in and use it. So you can use it in any classroom.
So for those teachers who've used it, what are the key benefits that you've found through using it?
I use it. I use it just when I've got something complex grammar point to present. Then it becomes almost like my PowerPoint. It's my whole. I put everything on there, exactly what I'm going to say, and like an explanation, meaning, form, and all of that. And then I use that to explain. And I use something called it's like a screen thing that you can scroll down. and so I present it slowly, and they only see what I want them to say. Then at the end of it, I ask